Hello friends, welcome back to sprouting season. Today we're going to be making flour tortillas, otherwise known in other countries as flatbread. So let's begin. So I just wanted to show you the ingredients that I'm going to be using, okay? We're going to be using all-purpose unbleached flour. We're going to be using 100% pure avocado oil. Now, you can use a different type of oil if you'd like, vegetable oil, but this is what I prefer. Also, you're going to be needing fine sea salt and baking powder. Okay? And I will put the recipe in the description box. Also, you need a bowl to mix in, a spatula, your measuring spoons, and a 1 cup measuring cup, okay? Also a rolling pin, and your spatula, and a comal, which is a tortilla skillet, okay? Cast iron skillet. And that's very hot right now. I already made a batch of tortillas, but I wanted to go ahead and show you how. So let's begin. Okay, so the first thing we do is we're going to go ahead and get 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, okay? And a good tip on when you add flour to your recipe, make sure that you aerate your flour, and that just means to add the flour into the cup, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that. That way, you don't get too much flour sitting, okay? This is a good way to measure, and then you just tap it off, okay? So we're going to add 1 cup to our bowl, and then a 3/4, and go ahead and show you. So that's about 3/4. Okay, add that to your bowl. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it feels really hot. All right, and then we're going to add our salt. So it's going to be 1/2 teaspoon salt. Now this recipe is very simple, and it makes about 8 tortillas or so. Okay, then we're going to add our baking powder, and it's 1/4 teaspoon. 1/4 teaspoon. Put that in there. And then you're going to also need 1/2 cup of hot tap water. So, and that should be all you need. Now with your spatula, you're going to mix everything, incorporate everything together, okay? So go ahead and add your water. Also, let's not forget our avocado oil. So we're going to add 3 tablespoons, okay? I know some folks like making it with butter. I have made them with butter before, but I just think this is healthier. So we're making it with this today. That's 3. Okay, and then we're going to mix all the ingredients together, see, with my spatula. Now you can use your hands if you'd like. We are going to be using hands for this recipe, but just to incorporate everything, I'm using a spatula until it becomes one lump of dough. Okay, and I'll show you here in a little bit. And, see how that is starting to look? Okay, let me turn on this light here. And if you need to add a little bit more water, you can, but you don't want it too saturated with water, and you don't want it too dry. As long as you don't see any more flour, dry flour on the sides, just fold the flour into your dough lump. Okay. So everything seems to be incorporated. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to add some flour to our work surface. And of course, make sure your hands are washed, and that's, common sense. Everyone should be doing that. Just add a little bit of flour, okay, to your silicone mat, or you can use a cutting board. And we're going to go ahead and put that on there. Okay. And then we're going to knead. Okay. And you can use this right here. It's like a slicer cutter. You can use this, and it just makes it easier. If you'd like to use that, or you can just do without it. Okay. Sometimes I find it's just easier to do without. Just use my hands. And then once you get it to like a ball, like that, you're going to take this right here, or a knife, and a little flour on there. You're going to cut it, okay, in half into, make sure I want to make it nice and there. We're going to cut it in half until you get okay, and I'll show you here in a minute. And then cut another half right down the middle till you get 4 parts. Okay, see, I've got 4 parts there. We're going to cut that down the middle of each of those. So it'll make about 8 pieces. Okay, so I cut down the middle of each piece. Like so. Okay, looks like a flower there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and make each of these pieces of dough, okay? And you're going to make little balls like this. And if you need to add a little more flour to, the surface or to your hand, that's fine. If it's sticking a little bit, just not too much. You don't want a whole lot of flour cooking on your comal. All right, so I made a dough ball there, and just put it in your bowl where you mixed all the ingredients, okay? And you're going to do that to each piece. Roll it up till you get a smooth ball, and put it in the bowl, and do it to each one, okay? Okay, so I made all the dough balls, see? And you're going to just cover while you're making each tortilla. Okay, that way it doesn't dry out. So I floured the surface a little bit more. And you're going to take your first dough ball here, put it there, and you're going to use your rolling pin. And I flour my rolling pin a little bit with my hands, and you just start rolling gently, okay? And turn it over where the it has flour. And then you just start rolling until it forms somewhat of a circle. Now, I just wanted to mention, these are not going to be perfect. I do not make perfect round tortillas, okay? These are from scratch, homemade, and they're good, and they do the job. You know, they're big enough to put whatever food you want, like bean and cheese or fajita tacos, which is what we're going to be having tonight. Oops. Okay. And I'll show you here in a little bit. We're prepping. Today is prep day for us because we observe Sabbath, Shabbat, on Saturday. So my husband requested that I make some homemade tortillas, and he's going to be making fajitas. Okay, so there's my first tortilla. Okay, again, it's not perfect, but it'll work. And then you're going to go ahead and put it on this hot grill, comal. That's what we call it, okay? Make sure it's hot enough, because if it's not hot enough, then your tortillas may stick, or, you know, they won't get golden brown, or maybe puff up. You know, sometimes they puff up, sometimes they don't, but they're still delicious. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get our first tortilla and put it on the comal gently. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and flip our tortilla. It's been about a minute or so, and it's already starting to make some bubbles. I'll go ahead and show you. Okay. It's starting to brown a little bit. I usually do about 4 turns total. So I turned up the heat a little bit because I'd forgotten that I had turned it down. It was getting too hot. But this is my 3rd flip, and we're going to go ahead and flip it over here in a bit, and that'll be the 4th, or until you see it golden brown or puffing up. So I wanted to show you, this is the first batch of tortillas I made. So here's one right here, and I just use one of these. It's like a tortilla warmer. Okay, put a towel in there, kitchen towel, and just put your tortillas in there. And here's the one I just made. See, it's imperfect, okay, but they're good, and they're homemade. That's what counts. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make the rest. Okay, so I just got another ball out of the bowl, okay, and we're gonna go ahead and start rolling. I don't know if I mentioned to you that this recipe here I got from Jenny Can Cook's website. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. She was the talk show host, Jenny Jones, back in the 90s. She has her own cooking channel. So if you guys are interested, check out her website. And she also has a YouTube. But, you know, I like her recipes because they're simple and, you know, they're not hard and they're good, you know. But, okay, so I'm going to show you this one that I made. Okay, there's the tortilla. Again, I don't make a perfect circle when it comes to the rolling pin. Now, we've made pizza dough, and I'm perfecting that. But, like, again, you know, don't worry about, you know, if they're not perfectly round. As long as they're big enough to fill them up, and they're so good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this tortilla on the burner. See? Pick it up gently and put it on there. And just wait for the tortilla to bubble up and brown a little bit and then flip. Okay, it's starting to puff up. You see that? So we're going to go ahead and flip it. And it's puffing up. And that's it. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. And give it a thumbs up if you did. And like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And share with your friends. But if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment box. But I'll go ahead and leave the recipe in the description for you.